Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Legend of Korra Book 3 Change episode review. This one's going to be for K304, In Harm's Way, 4th episode. I will be reviewing the Metal Clan episode 5 later on. I'm basically going to watch episode 5 again and then record the video immediately after this one, as I'm uploading this one basically. So yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, episode 4... basically the second part to episode 3. Ryan even said this on Tumblr that he would have probably preferred if they'd aired like 3 and 4 as like a two-parter, and then 5 and 6 are also technically going to be like part 1 and 2 without actually being called that. But either way, I thought it worked quite well. It wasn't like just this really weird kind of 2 episodes that they aired. It worked that you finish one arc, start another one, and kind of keeps the whole cliffhanger if they're doing them in kind of like 2 episode kind of mini arcs over the course of the book. It works reasonably well. But this episode, as I said, was the kind of temporary conclusion to Ba Sing Se. Now, the episode does stuff throughout the episode that means that obviously they're going to come back. The Earth Queen is going to be a threat over the rest of the book, because she basically declared war on Korra, that she took the airbenders away. The Earth Queen told her not to. Something's going to happen here where either the Earth Kingdom attacks Republic City, because she did mention that in the previous episode, episode 3, that she dislikes the fact that Republic City has taken Earth Kingdom land. So that's, in a way, the Republic City is like the Avatar's home and Korra's home in a way. So that would make sense that that's where she would attack, and that would be where we come back to Republic City later on in the book. But that's what I really like about this. We got a conclusion to the whole kidnapping airbenders conspiracy plot with like Kai and all that, but they left it open, and that's a really cool thing that they did, because this episode is very reminiscent of Lake Laogai, 217 from Avatar: The Last Airbender, in terms of being like, you know, a second part to like the conspiracy arc in that show, and then we get it here. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It had lots of nice character moments in it, lots of nice action, drama, and setup, as I said, even some nice emotional moments. But yeah, let me just start off with I like that they opened this episode straight away with the biggest action set piece, effectively, of the episode, and it's the only scene that really involves them. But this is where we get the breakout of P'Li, the final member of our kind of group of 4 villains, and I like that they did it right at the start, because it was just a really hot way to open the episode, just with what an amazing kind of fight that happened. You had Zahir, Minghua, and Gazan against Zuko, his dragon, whose name is Druk, Tonraq, Eska, and Desna. So it was a pretty cool fight. The villains were outnumbered, but just through their sheer power, they managed to defeat them, and like that's pretty impressive, because like they're all powerful benders. Tonraq, Zuko, Eska, Desna, and they had a dragon on their side as well, and they're still defeated. Really cool, especially Minghua and P'Li were really shown off very well in this fight. Minghua especially, with the whole drill thing, the way she defeated Eska and Desna. And then Gazan just kind of overpowering Zuko was an interesting moment. And then the more kind of personal feud here, Tonraq and Zahir, because as we later find out in the episode, he tried to kidnap, obviously, Tonraq's daughter Korra when she was 4, so there's something personal there. Tonraq won round 1, Zahir wins round 2. Will there be a round 3, or will it kind of be Korra and Tonraq against him towards the end of the book? There's definitely something set up there, and I like that. There's a lot of personal stuff going on here, as we later find out. And it was just a really cool way to open the episode, you know, the breakout, the drilling through the ice to get down to her, the way Minghua carried her up, and then immediately P'Li enters the battle, and suddenly it's over, because her power is the definition of power in a way. Just look at someone explode and she's just taking everyone out, and they leave. And then obviously we see P'Li and Zahir reunited, they kiss, and just setting up that relationship, and a little bit of funny dynamic between the group, that Gazan's a little bit like awkward around the fact that they're a couple, and then Minghua's just in the back, blank expression. definitely wonder where they'll go with that, because in the previous episode, Ming-Hua was kind of a bit jealous maybe of the fact that Pali is there, but I'm not sure. But yeah, the rest of the episode is primarily like almost like completely focused just into it's like it's just one long kind of thing towards the end of the episode. We don't really cut to another type of scene here and there. It's just Makabole come back. They tell everyone what happened. They plan the attack. Lin arrives, tells them. They go through with the attack, and it's just boom, 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 boom. And I like that. They got the kind of side story out of the way at the start, and then just the whole rest of the episode is just continuous plot, and it worked very nicely over the course of the episode. Just looking at my notes here, what moments do I really want to mention? The Earth Queen is apparently it's not just that she dislikes animals; she's actually allergic to them. Apparently, starts sneezing around them, and stuff like that. And I found it interesting that she was so eager to get rid of them, the Korra, out of the city, that she actually told them reports about airbenders from other places in the Earth Kingdom. She just doesn't want Korra to take the airbenders in Ba Sing Se, but she's fine with her taking them from everywhere else. So it's just a kind of very personal, this is my city, you can't take them here. That was interesting. And then Asami has to come up with the lie that the airship is broken before they can actually stay there. And then, in a way, like one of the stars of this episode, I think, was Jinora, just because she got an extra focus with her being very important in terms of finding Kai, with her reveal of what the new airbending technique is. And I assume this is what we're going to get over the course of the book, because Zahir seems to want this skill that Jinora has, that being the kind of spirit projection, astral projection, which Jinora says is effectively a high level airbending move mixed in with spirituality. And that's effectively what Zahir is. He's a pretty spiritual guy, and he's a good airbender, so we'll probably see more of that later on. But just I like the idea that it wasn't just a kind of thing that Jinora did in the finale, that they kind of retroactively explain it here, like this is what Jinora did in the finale. She's so spiritual, she can kind of project her spirit out of her body, but she can still do it, just not as powerfully as she did during harmonic convergence. And then the big thing that I think a lot of people loved with this episode, we were in a live kind of Facebook chat, a lot of us on the site, Avatar The Last Airbender Online, and everyone was just kind of freaking out about the Kai-Nora shipping action that was happening, especially moments like she goes to search Lake Laogai with her ability and finds nothing there, and then Korra goes, you had a connection with me, but don't you also have a connection with Kai? And then Tenzin's like, what connection? When did this happen? And Jinora just ignores him and is just like, yeah, I think I can do it. So that was very cute. And then when she actually goes to see him, rise in front of him, there's the blush scene, she's talking to him. And then when she actually sees him in person, there's the kiss on the cheek. So really nice development for this ship. And I actually hope that they just do that they just go that they like each other. Something may happen at some point, maybe next book. They're still very young. I think they're only 11, maybe 12. I think Jinora was said to be 10, at the start of book 1. So around now she's probably 11, possibly maybe going on 12. So they probably won't do something like an actual full-on romance with them, but at least it's just a cute thing to have here, that she just does like him. That's pretty cool. Then we also get some scenes with Kai basically undergoing the kind of harsh training of the Dai Li for the Earth Queen's army. And the big thing you notice here is just that their training is the exact opposite of what you'd expect of an airbender. They're imprisoned when the whole philosophy of airbending is to be free and full of movement. They're not meant to be violent. Their airbending is meant to be about violence only for defense and stuff like that. But the Dai Li basically just have them hitting each other with their attacks, just to kind of toughen them up and stuff like that. So complete opposite of what airbending training is meant to be. And it does very much lead into the fact that they're forced into this, but the second Tenzin gives them all a choice. They're they want to develop their powers in a like proper way, and the opposite, learn the kind of free way of airbending, and that works really nicely over the course of the whole episode, which is pretty cool. And then just in general, we get the kind of moments of them kind of planning the attack as well, which is cool. Boomy's plan is effectively what they use. He goes a bit too far with it. He's like, okay, 2 insertion teams, 1 at the outside, 2 go in, which is basically what they have. They split up into Mako, Bolin, and Janora going after Kai. The rest of them go after the other airbenders, and then Lin and Asami are on the outside. But then he starts going on about 12 like kilos of blasting jelly or something like that, which was funny. But what else is there to talk about? The other scene with Kai is the one where he's basically put in jail when he's trying to defend one of the weaker students, not the students, the guy they're trying to train, because he doesn't want him to get like abused basically, and ends up that the guy starts picking on Kai, and this kind of like little rivalry over the course of the whole episode. Kai eventually gets one up on him at the end when he saves Janora from him, and that worked as a little thing for Kai to just have his moment in the episode, but just very much kind of played as like this very kind of just abusive kind of style of training. They're being forced to become soldiers when none of them actually want to be. And that's cool. But when Lin arrives, we do get the kind of backstory, big reveal that we've kind of been waiting for, that there was obviously more to the whole Tonraq Tenzin making the decision to keep Korra safe. And we get the reveal that, okay, everyone now knows about Zahir and the fact that he's an airbender and that the prisoners are escaped. But we get the reveal that when Korra was 4 years old, which was just after she was discovered to be the Avatar, so just a few weeks basically after the opening scene of Korra in episode 1, this group of 4 tried to kidnap Korra for unknown reasons. Even after 13 years of interrogation, they have no idea why this group actually wanted to capture Korra. And obviously they want to protect her, but Korra decides, I'm not a kid anymore, I don't need to be protected, we're going through with this mission. And that was a kind of big moment for Korra, that she knows that she's going to be targeted by people. Just, that's how things are going for her right now. She's just really determined to make this airbender rebirth happen, and that's a really cool kind of decision for her to make. The kind of actual escape scenes towards the end are really work quite nicely. There's a lot of nice fight scenes when the Dai Li come into play. We see Mako and Bolin defending Janora and Kai, and then Kai gets his moment. It's just really cool. But so the big scene towards the end of the episode is definitely the confrontation outside when the Earth Queen arrives and says that, if you take them, you're an enemy of the Earth Kingdom. I will come after you with the full might of my kingdom. And Korra's just like, no, I'm taking these people. And big decision, you could say, okay, Korra started another war, but you wonder, how is the Earth Queen actually going to go through with this, I suppose is the question. Is this going to be a plot towards the end of the book where suddenly everyone remembers, oh wait, the Earth Queen has been amassing an army to attack Korra or something? But yeah, the episode does an unusual thing with the Earth Queen in that they play a lot of her scenes up for kind of comedy, and that she's super picky, she's very annoying, she has allergies about animals. And then you just have this one scene where she's extremely cruel, talking about her new army of airbenders and how she's going to declare war on Korra and all this sort of stuff. It's very interesting to see where it goes from here, I suppose. And then final scene of the episode is very emotional. Tenzin gives the new airbenders a choice that we can either find somewhere for you to just be safe, or you can come train as an air nomad and train your airbending with me. And they all agree to go with him, and you get this wonderful shot of Tenzin's face as his eyes start welling up with tears, because this is the moment he's been waiting for. His family has been the kind of sole thing that the air nomads have had to look towards as hope that they're coming back. But now he's going to be the one to train, a whole new generation of airbenders, and that's something that he's kind of been wanting to happen. Like, his dream is finally coming true, his father's dream finally coming true. And it is a very emotional moment, especially when he then decides that, he's going to leave the group, he's going to train all of them at the Northern Air Temple. Korra's going to go off on her own, searching for more airbenders, send them his way. Really cool decision, because it creates a secondary kind of side plot that, okay, we're going to touch upon what's going on with Tenzin every so often. I think episode 7 is going to focus on the training of these airbenders. And then Korra is going to be off doing other stuff, as we see in episode 5. And that works very well. And just overall, this was a very good episode. Both of the episodes that aired yesterday were very good, 4 and 5. But I'm not sure which one's better. I think maybe this one had like better action in it, but the other episode had better character moments and was kind of funnier in that way. But still 2 very high quality episodes. But In Harm's Way, episode 4, very good conclusion for now to the Bossing Say arc. Did a lot with a lot of the characters, and apparently Kai has at least somewhat made a change. That he's like, immediately when he saved, he apologized to Mako and Bolin for what he did, stealing their wallets, leading to everything that happened. And I do hope that over the course of time, when we get to see him again, that we do see a change in him, that he's not just going to go around stealing everyone's stuff all the time, that this is a big change. He's now going to be more respectful towards everyone in the group and stuff like that. So, very eager to see what happens. But that's been the review. Thanks for watching, and bye.